Okay, we're live, I believe. I've got everything's connected. All right, welcome to Average Angler Life. Yours truly, Glenn, formerly of the City of Allen Fishing Field Team. And right now, we're stuck indoors. We've got this big winter storm going about, and it's just really hosing up the fishing schedule for yours truly, at least. So with that, I was figuring, hey, why don't we just get together and do a little live Q&A? I think I had a couple of questions that came in over the course of these last few posts. So in the interim, while I'm waiting to go and let the weather clear up, decided to just go and do a little, some YouTube shorts, just kind of keep things going, let folks know I'm still here, and then also talk about maybe some of these questions that have come up since then. One of them being the Sunray fly line. This last shorts that I posted was talking about how great this thing is, and I have to admit it is pretty good. Wait, I need a little sip of something. All right, so normally when I'm using a weight forward fly line, I'll either have your standard weight forward fly line on my fly fishing rods, or I'll have an OPST commando head, one-handed spay style, Skagit style casting. So picture a weight forward fly line on steroids. I mean, it's that much better. I got hooked onto the OPST commando heads, 225 grain for my 6 weight, 200 grain for my 5 weight, 175 grain for my 4 weight. And all of them work awesome. I can cast a mile basically, take advantage of these casts where I have limited back cast or room for my back cast. And hey, it's worked out really well. But one thing that has kind of thrown me a curve with that is it is a thicker line. So it does hit the water pretty hard. And so, not too long ago while I was surfing the net, actually checking out some stuff on Facebook, I learned about Sunray fly lines. Howdy, Adam Korea. How's it going? And so with that, someone had a question about what fly line is this? So let me grab it real quick. It is Sunray fly lines. They have a bunch of them that came on sale the other day, and I, what was it? Picked up one of these the other day. Let's see. Is it fishing related? If it's fishing related, ask a question. If not, whatever. Yep, I am a grandpa. Howdy. Okay, so this fly line that I've been using, the Skagit style, is the OPST commando head, and it's worked out really well, except it does have that heavier, thicker density line. So I picked up this one from Sunray Fly Lines. They're in the UK, and they had this one called the overhead cast. But they were out of stock. So I ended up getting this one called the Pro line. All right, and this last video I posted, I'm using a 3-weight, 3-piece Cabela's Prestige rod rod and reel combo. I ended up having to do little repairs here and there, and with the drag, and I fixed that. And this is look how thin that is. Okay, that's a game changer here when it comes to casting for distance, but at the same time having a very light presentation. Let's see, what kind of fish? Well, usually trout, whatever's biting basically. Why do I have so many rods? I don't get rid of rods. So this is an accumulation of every rod I've bought, other than anything I've lost, went over the side of a kayak, broke, etc. No, I don't get rid of them. All right, cheap setup. Yeah, this is under $100. I think this is when I first got this one. It was like $79, $59. Works out really well. This fly line, they were normally selling, I think it was like $80 or something, but they were on sale for under 20. And when you throw it on top of the other stuff that I had, it worked out really good. Let's see, junk. Well, you can call it junk, but it's pretty damn good. I've used this many years, and what I've noticed is you can spend a lot or you can spend less. There's a lot of stuff that is actually well priced or within your price range in some cases if you don't have a lot of dinar, and it'll work well for you. So like the classic trouts that I have, I'd take that over any of the Orvises that I have. So, oh well. Let's see, better to have one good than 20 pieces of junk. I don't know. Okay, buy one good thing. All right. I like having a lot of things, and what I do is I'll cycle through them. All right, depending on what I'm doing. One moment I'll be fly fishing. One moment I'll be surfing, surf fishing, pier fishing. The other time I'll be over there doing some bait finesse. Yeah, if I had one rod and I could only have only one, I'd probably go with a fly rod, just because it has much more versatility. Let's see, I know I'm a professional. Okay, I'm not. I'm an avid fisherman, non-expert. The only thing that I can instruct is some basic fly fishing because I got certified by Texas Parks and Wildlife. Other than that, no, I'm not a professional. The cool thing is, with that line though, you can easily cast. It's got this little purple indicator here. Once you get that purple line or section, either within the rod guides or outside the rod guides, you can cast easily into the backing. And what's even nicer is, being a 3-weight fly rod, this thing will kind of land extremely soft compared to that OPST commando head. Like I was saying, I like the 225 on my 6-weight. The 200 works well on the 5-weight. 175 great on the 3 and 4, but it doesn't compare to this really thin line. Okay, so to answer the mail for the individual where I got this, I ordered this from Sunray Fly Lines. They're based in the UK. Kasha. I got this for basically just under $30 with the shipping. I think shipping was actually 10, 12 bucks. So funny. All right. The other thing is, I think the other question was they were getting started in fly fishing and some patterns to recommend. Let's see. Don't be so cheap if that's your passion. Okay. I mean, I got some expensive ones back there, but like I said, I don't throw away a rod. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to get this deal here, but I can't get to it now. Let's see if I can hide the chat real quick. And I got to move this. Okay. So the question was about some recommended fishing flies to start, and I wasn't sure what the what the individual was fishing for. Okay, and let's see, spend $1,000 and you'll do much better. Spent $1,000. I've done better, and also done worse. Never found joy in fishing. Okay, you're a cheap hoarder. Okay. You guys crack me up. Anyone have anything to ask about fishing? Definitely would like to talk about that. Anyways, for the individual that asked about what fishing flies to start out with, what I did was a couple of things. Number one, way back when I was first starting, I went with something simple. It was one of those Betts brim getters. And because I'm here in Texas, warm water fishing was typically where I was going to be fishing from, be it ponds, rivers, lakes and whatnot, as well as salt water. I started out pond fishing when I was fly fishing, and I went with the Betts brim getter. Okay, so if you want to just really get started fly fishing wise, the best thing to do is to get you a good gear and get out there and fish. And what also will keep you motivated in fishing is if you go to a place that, let's see, that don't, let's see, that has fish, that will definitely keep you interested, okay? Because there's a lot of mistakes that you'll make at the beginning and whatnot, but as long as you're catching fish, you'll stay interested. And what I've also noticed is a lot of times that you will you will tend to keep up and learn how to fish a certain way. Whatever's working is if you're getting some getting bites and whatnot. Let's see. You were giving me advice? Okay, well, thanks for the advice. Take care. Okay, so the question was getting started in fly fishing, what patterns to start out with. Depending on where you're at least here in the States, in the warmer waters, I would say the woolly bugger is probably a really good one to start out with. Why was that? Because it's a pattern that mimics, be it an emerger, it could be a minnow, it could be all kinds of things, and basically everything wants to eat the olive woolly bugger. All right. Main thing is you'll just have to adjust, be it the size of the pattern, or maybe your presentation. But if you start out with an olive woolly bugger, you'll probably be doing pretty good there. If you want to get one of the bent spring getters, that was my first fly. It's this little foam spider-like deal that works perfectly for some bedded bluegills and whatnot. I would say start out with that pattern. But I think there was one of these really cheap ones that I bought from Amazon that came with like 5-6 flies, and that was pretty cool. I ended up using them all, and they all busted on me. They tore apart. But what was pretty cool was seeing what bit them, or what was getting bit. It came with a marabou, or not a marabou, a mother minnow. They were tearing that one up. A black woolly bugger. They tore that one up. Had a San Juan worm, but everything will eat a San Juan worm eventually. And then it had a pheasant tail nymph that it got hit pretty good too. So I would say those are some good ones to start out with. In the case of this one picture that I have, like right there, this is one that I fished the Blue River over the years up in Oklahoma, just across the border from here in Texas where I'm at. And I'm like, hey, why don't we go and check what AI says about some recommendations and see if it actually holds true with what folks have actually been seeing while you're out there fishing a particular location. So I asked the question, and it came out with an egg pattern, worm patterns, jigs, some jig fly patterns, some dries, some nymphs, some streamers, and then it did miss out on the midges. And one thing I noticed was, okay, so AI is good up to what's been posted online. But if you're in a local area and whatnot, there may be some local patterns that are not well known because they've never been posted online. And the only way you know about them is because you've physically been there, you've met people who've used it or suggested it, or you've purchased them or made them yourself while you're there. So one thing about the Blue River up in Oklahoma, it's currently being stocked right now twice a week at times. And they've been stocking it with some nice trout. I believe there's going to be a trout derby coming up, I think President's Day weekend. During that weekend, that's a good one to go out there. And some of the things that you want to take away from that is if you're going to be fly fishing, there is a place called Scotty's One Stop. It's basically a convenience store that's been there for basically forever. And when Scotty was running it, real nice guy, he would suggest all kinds of patterns and techniques to get the trout, to get you limited out on trout and whatnot. So he was pretty knowledgeable there. And then later on, Jason ended up taking over the place, and he's holding the same tradition where he's able to tell you what is working. So it's kind of like a given. Might as well stop over there at Scotty's and take a look at what they have and get the latest and greatest updates. Because one week they may be biting on these ecstasy patterns. Next week they're hitting on this other pattern, and there's a bunch of local patterns there that aren't actually shown in here. But I think the basic takeaway when it comes to the question that was asked, which is getting started in fly fishing and what patterns to use, I would say group them. Okay, you've got your streamers, your dries, your nymphs. I call them jigs. They're basically these smaller jig fly hooks. Or jig fly patterns that use a jig fly hook. I would say give that a try. And you can see in the visual that I've added here, these are probably ones that you probably want to have in your fly box. Okay, it doesn't hurt to have some egg patterns. There's always something that's been wanting to chow down on an egg pattern, especially when it comes to rainbow trout. Your worm patterns, the squirmy worm, the San Juan worm. Let's see, all of those apply. I particularly, when it comes to the squirmy worm, all right, it's this very elastic material. It's basically a tentacle that you can get. I mean, I make mine using the little squishy things that you throw. And let's see, the key there is you can use these little tentacle things and tie them onto your fly. And the big thing you have to be careful of is you'll have trout, you'll have little bluegill, little fish and whatnot grabbing that little squirmy worm tentacle thing, but they're nowhere near the hook. And so you'll get a little, I call it a false positive. You have your strike indicator sitting there and it's even going under, and you're setting the hook, and next thing you know, you're pulling the fly out of his mouth because he's really just kind of tugging on that tentacle. All right, so that's one of the I guess positive, negative of the squirmy worm, but it is a very, very good pattern. I fished the Lower Illinois River, I think about 2-3 years ago, and I used a squirmy worm on a tandem rig. So I followed it with a streamer fly. It was an olive near deer in about size 10, I think the 1/80th ounce jig fly hook, and back behind it I had a squirmy worm, and they were attracted to the olive near deer, but they were striking on the squirmy worm, and on top of that I was using that extra weight to get that tandem rig down to where the trout were lurking. I didn't know you did live. Well, I do a lot of live stream fishing. I call it the mobile fishing live stream. And then right now, because we're in a winter storm right now, I was like, hey, I better get a live stream Q&A piece together and see if I can got some other folks that want to join. Are you trying to make the micro fly rods? Yeah, I've got like 5-6 of them back here. Do you have a question on micro fly rods? The last one that I used was that one I made with a wine cork. I call it the wine cork micro fly rod right here. And I was using it to do some micro fishing. Right here. All right. And the butt end was made with some a champagne cork. The rest is some wine corks that I shaped. And then I had a Fuji, it's those guides or the reel seat that you can pop up. Okay. And let's see, the rod is actually an ice fishing blank. And let me see if I can find it here. I thought I had it maybe already put up. I keep like an extra set of these reel seats because you never know when you might have an emergency need to make a micro fly rod. Let's see, I like making one from the Orvis. Orvis Practicaster, if you want to get started that quickly, yeah, all I do is take some zip ties and I'll take, let's see. Yeah, I think the folks earlier were asking about why I'm a hoarder when it comes to all this gear and all that, and I'm like, why not? You know? And after a while, I just kind of cycle through these. So throughout my different fishing excursions, I'll just kind of flip through these different rods and just kind of bring them down and up and whatnot, as well as if I go hit certain locations that require a certain gear. Hey, why would I take a Zimco spin caster when I'm going to be catching sharks and whatnot? No, I'm going to bring my boat rod, you know. Okay, so yeah, you could get started with a micro fly rod by picking up a Practicaster and throw on a little, this is a Flycaster 1, so a little 3/4 weight reel. What kind of line do I have on there? Well, this is like basically a 3 weight, all right? But for the micro fly rod, the wine cork one, as well as the other ones I have, other than, there was one I think I purchased on Amazon that was like a 0 weight, a 1/0. All this is actually just the running section of an old 5 weight or 4 weight fly line. Okay. Favorite fly for stock trout. All right. Favorite fly for stock trout is, and you probably see it in a lot of my videos from way back, is the olive near deer. Okay. There's a local Texas fish or guide here, Kerry Thorne, who also guides in Oklahoma. And he did this one video one year way back when Lower Mountain Fork Beavers Bend State Park still had that Lost Creek section that kind of paralleled the main portion of the river. It was really cool. I mean, it was like a real small creek that you could just kind of easily jump over, if not step over. And he did this one video where he is showing the olive near deer, and he caught like 30, 40 trout in this one location. And he did a video, or I think like a tutorial on how to make one. So I ended up making them, and ever since then, those have been the go-to ones that I've used over the years, the olive near deer. For actual first fly that I used to catch a trout on the fly was a Gold Ribs Hare's Ear nymph. All right, it was a stock trout. Let's see, during one of the Texas Parks and Wildlife winter trout stockings, and let's see, it was where they had stocked the trout in this one pond. It overflowed, and there was a little canal, and I was over there with my old school, oh man, my old school red round reel that I used to use back on the coast over here in Texas, with a Johnson's minnow. I hear it's the ones that are made in Sweden. Yeah, I got a couple of them. Yes, like someone said earlier, yeah, you hoard stuff. Yeah, I hoard stuff, and I got some various stuff, but can't get this anymore, especially the ones from Sweden. And yeah, I pretty much retired it and just use my bait finesse gear now. But yeah, I was walking around there, and I had kept a bubble fly float in my gear, my tackle box, and I saw these trout that were in this canal, and I just went and put the little bubble float on there, and I had some Gold Rib Hare's Ear nymphs, and next thing I know, I was catching these guys. Olive near deer, is that on the chart? Let's see. Yes, it is. It should be. Let me see. I'll blow it up for you. Ugh, you don't want to see that. Let's see, there's the woolly bugger, streamers. Should be under the jig fly hook. Oh no, it's not there. The black DM jig is very close to an olive near deer. That's a local pattern over there at the Blue River. Let's see. Okay, let me make that smaller. But if you see some of my videos, I show how I tie an olive near deer. Just do olive near deer. I think COAF Field Team, when I used to call the channel COAF, but the team abandoned me, so now it's Average Angler Life. All right, but let's see. I may have one in here. My fly fishing vest is in my pickup, and let me think. And my other fly fishing vest is there too, but who knows? I might have one lurking in here. Let's see. Bear with me. Now, that's the great thing of having this lav mic that I'm using is I can walk around and still talk with y'all. Okay. Actually, I wonder if I still have it on one of my... Yeah, there it is. Here we go. All right, so this is an old Eagle Claw, 9 foot, 5 weight on the old, right here, White River. It's the Bass Pro Shop line that they were offering about 20 plus years ago. And right there, that is... No, that's a Guadalupana. It's very close to the olive near deer, but tied slightly different. All right. Let's see. 76 Eagle Claw glass. Nice. So, let me see. Let me drop this. Okay, so right up there, those top ones, those are all fiberglass rods. Included as an Eagle Claw fly rod that can be broken into. It can be flip-flop and breaks into like 5 pieces, and you can use it as a fly rod, or you can use it as a spinning rod with the bead head. No, the bead head one is the Guadalupana. Okay, you need a jig fly hook. Let me grab one of those. Okay, and I used to get them at Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops, but then I found some online at Amazon. Yeah, let me grab it. I did some organization in my closet here so I can grab my fly tying gear quickly now. Before this, it was painful. Okay, here we go. Yeah, before this, I had to go and rummage around. I call it a jig fly hook. Yeah, I get all these Amazon, all right, and like this is the 1/80th ounce, and then there's a 124 ounce. That's it right there. Oh, jig fly hook. Okay. Get them in gold as well as silver. Okay. And yeah, I'll show you how I tie them right there. Yeah, the ones on Amazon, they're good. I mean, I use them. I've caught a bunch of fish with these. Alrighty. Let's see. Other things. Any other questions? I wanted to just answer the mail on the one question. Well, actually, there was 2 questions. What fly line was it that I had on that last YouTube Shorts video? It's Sunray fly line. I got the Pro Line Max, and you get them in the UK. It took about 10 days to get here after I ordered it. They were on sale, normally like 80 bucks. Then they would knock them down to under 20. And then on top of that, you still had to pay shipping, but pretty good shipping. I mean, tracking number and everything. I got to see it come all the way in with all the updates through customs and everything. So no biggie there. I had ordered two of my center pin reels from the UK, and had the similar experience where the stuff came in and I could track it all the way in using their, I think it's called Royal Mail. Yeah. And those are pretty fun. I'll tell you what, you know, people say, oh yeah, I got a lot of rods and whatnot, but okay. You know, and it's just something I like to do. I mean, yeah, all right. So, okay, and when they say, yeah, I got a lot of, like, it's a wide variety of stuff. Like some stuff, I remember I got some stuff for like under 10 bucks, discounted, and then other stuff, it could drop $1,000 on it. I won't do that. I'll definitely wait until it comes on sale. I mean, there's always a sale happening, you know. And one of the things I learned from a buddy of mine back in Michigan when I was in the service was, he said, never pay full price. Always ask. And I was like, okay, I'll ask. All right, what would you recommend as the simplest way to get to my... Simplest way is just get the Orvis Practicaster. That's the simplest. And then you just use some zip ties and you tie it in there. I got lucky. The pen rod came out way back, and I did two things. One was the pen rod came out, and it had this cool looking reel that it came with, and then they went out of business, but yeah, they went out of business. But I bought a bunch of these things right here. Okay, these are these little, there's no drag, there's nothing other than it's a line holder. You can't even take it apart. But this fit perfectly on that pen rod. And all I did was take the pen rod, I took took it apart, flipped the reel seat around, stuck a little wine cork deal on the end just to make it look more fly fishing-ish. And then I used some tennis grip tape here, right there, and right there. This is got the original guides from the pen rod. Okay, the thing about them is they're very, look at that. That's really tiny. So you have a hard time with the fly line and the knots and whatnot. Okay, but it is compact. This is one I used to keep in my little backpack workbook or work bag. Because, you know, maybe at work or maybe somewhere off site, and I have this emergency need to catch a fish. Right there. All right. But since I have a pickup, I just keep a fly rod in there. The other micro fly rod that I put together was because I'd gone to Denison Dam, the tail race over here in Texoma, and I had an 8-weight fly rod. I just gotten done fishing for some striped bass and had a great old day hooking up with these guys. And on the way back from Denison, I stopped, I believe, at the McDonald's about halfway there. I'm trying to remember. Halfway there. I think it's in Howe, Texas. Yeah. I stopped over there. And as I was getting out of back then I had an old 4-banger Tacoma Toyota pickup. And I got out of there and went in to go have me a little coffee, some cookies, maybe a little Big Mac or something. And I slammed the door. And when I slammed the door, I heard a crack. And it was my 8-weight fly rod. All right. And then I went ahead and said, here, give me the top section. So this is the top section of the 8-weight fly rod right here. Right here. Here. I'm going to stand up. Right here. And this is the one that I like using pretty much for, I mean, out of all the micro fly rods I have, this is the one my favorite, okay? It can cast these. I can take it to the backing, no problem. It's caught 3-4 pound catfish with this thing right here. Be surprised what you can catch on a little micro fly rod. And then, yeah, the other ones are compact. In fact, there was one where I converted it, where I took the pen rod. Oh, that one's in the pickup truck. Okay, so my other micro fly rods in my pickup, I took the rod guides out of the pen rod, the stock ones, and I went ahead and put my own. All right, so I had to end up cutting it just slightly, but it's a really fun micro fly rod. But this one, you know, like I said, I don't throw away any rods. They may break. The only time I get rid of a rod is because it went over the side on a kayak. I've lost 3 that way. On a boat, I did the same thing. Pier, same thing. Something big took it, and there it goes, went over the side. Other than that, I don't get rid of a single rod. So, what is it? I've been fishing for, what is it, 50 years plus? Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm a hoarder, but it took me 50 years to just gather all this stuff, and I don't throw it away. But yeah, each one is, I mean, check this out. Okay, let me flip this around. Let's see how this thing goes here. I should be able to flip it around. There he is. Okay. I'm going to flip this around. Okay, it's supposed to flip. Okay. I don't think you can see it too well. Oh, dang. There we go. You see that one up there? That's made out of bamboo. Like a tomato steak, bamboo steak right there. And that's another wine cork one. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to see if I can just make one. So it's got some pretty good rod guides. I got a little rod tying machine way back over here. There's a rod tying deal back in there. All right. And that one I just, on a whim, decided that, hey, let's go make something. Not that. This is a bamboo steak one. All right. So picture if you go to the like Home Depot and you get one of those tomato steaks that you use in the garden. That's what I did. I basically repurposed one and says, here, I'm going to go and try it. Let's see, I've got some LED lights that my son came up with a circuit, whatever design, and I can put a 9-volt battery in it. It'll last about 5-7 days without dimming. Pretty cool. Let's see. I do have a bamboo rod that I picked up in Oklahoma at one of the antique stores way back. It still has the rating for silk line, and it's beat up though. And me being a, okay, so yeah, I have a lot of fishing rods, and I have this thing it's sort of like when it comes to the hunting equipment that I have. When I go hunting, I treat it as a tool. So I tend not to baby the stuff that I have. Let's see, I have the whole line of the Echo Ion fly reels, 2-3 weight all the way up to 10-12. And the reason why I like them so much, I think I did a video of that line. But there was one case where I went up to Turner Falls, Oklahoma, where they had stocked it with some really nice trout. It's the largest waterfall in the state of Oklahoma, over there in Turner Falls, and I was fishing it, and I think I have a video over there where I'm using the old classic trout fiberglass rod, or not fiberglass rod that I used from Reddington. Hi, Ground Fog. Good to see you. It's been a while. I've not been able to do these mobile live streams like I've had. We've got a bunch of rain, sleet. I think we're going to get into the single digits here. And, well, my day job has me supporting some of the recovery stuff that's related to this icy conditions and whatnot. Anyways, talking of the Echo Ion reels, yeah, I've got the whole set. All right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 9, 8, 10, 10, 12. The 10, 12 I use for a switch rod outfit that I use. Hurt my shoulder one year, and that's how I got into switch rods in general. But I did repurpose, let's see, here. And you'll notice that I'll have some stuff already lined and pre-staged. So in other words, this stuff doesn't gather dust. Okay, I'll just, depending on what I'm getting ready to fish for, like right now, if someone calls me up and says, hey Glenn, we're gonna go hit up Denison, I'm gonna grab this rod right here. It's the Echo Ion 7.9 on a Cabela's TLR 6-weight switch rod. Okay, they don't make these anymore. Okay, but I still use it. You buy them new. It was back then. I think it was like $400 to $600. I waited till there was a sale. All right. Let's see. Seems like you guys have great fishing there in Oklahoma. I'm actually here in Texas, but I do go to Oklahoma because it's only, what, an hour north of here where I'm at, because I'm in North Texas. But there's some great fishing over there at Lake Texoma, Denison Dam, the tail race at Texoma. And then when it comes to trout, so I can either go to a year-round trout fishery over there in New Braunfels, Texas, southernmost year-round trout fishery here in the States, okay? But that's about 4 to 4.5 hour drive from where I'm at. Or during the trout stocking season, I can make the run up to Blue River in an hour and 45 minutes, hour and a half maybe. And then additionally, 3 hours away to Lower Mountain Fork from here. You take the way going through Texas, Paris, Texas, on up to in Oklahoma. And then you have the Lower Illinois River tail race to Lake Tenkiller that has excellent opportunity for trout, striped bass, white bass, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, you name it, it's all there. Let's see. Didn't know you guys have trout out there. I fish, yeah, there's trout here. There's some stocking ones. Like right now we have the stock trout season that runs from, let's see, November to March. But the year-round trout fisheries over there on the Guadalupe over there, New Braunfels, Texas. That's a year-round one. There's an agreement with the water authority that they keep so much water running to keep the temperature down so the trout can hold over from year to year. And actually, I think there's some breeding ones down there, both rainbow and brown. I fished it over the years, off and on, struck out, got some stalkers. I think the largest trout I caught out of there, even though there are some larger ones, I think my personal largest one out of there was about, I think it was an 18-inch rainbow, but there's some bruisers down there. All right. All right. I heard some noise out there. All right. So I just wanted to get together with you guys, talk a little fishing since I'm stuck indoors, a little cabin fever here. But always certainly can talk fishing. And for those that were on there earlier talking, I think they were just talking smack. I could sense that they weren't fishermen. Yeah, you call them out initially, or eventually after you keep talking fishing, they just kind of drop off. All right. So with that, stay tuned. I'll get some more of these mobile fishing live streams out there as soon as the weather perks up a little. And then if not, hey, there's nothing wrong with just kind of coming on and talking fishing in general. And if you have any questions, you have any maybe some clarification on things, I've been asked many times over the years, what's my thoughts on this, and that, especially with fly fishing. So I'm an average Joe. I'm an avid fisherman, but I'm not an expert. But I will tell you what I know. All right. And the cool thing about what I'll tell you is, because bottom line is someone's going to ask, what's the a recommended rod and all that. What are they going to recommend? They're going to recommend something that they have already because that's what they use. Why would you recommend something you've never tried? So the correct question, like someone asked me, I'm getting started in fly fishing. What do you recommend? Well, the first thing is I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. The first one being, where are you fishing? You fishing inland? You fishing on the coast? You fishing ponds? You fishing rivers? And the next thing I'm going to ask you is, what are you fishing for? Little bluegill, trout. It's all going to, those are the questions that I would expect if I asked that same question. What rod would I, the way I started, right up there is an old Olympic fiberglass rod that I picked up at Oshman's down in Corpus Christi, Texas. And I had no clue about fly fishing. I was working a summer job. I had some money and I was interested in fly fishing, read some stuff at the library, and I was like, oh, well, I need a fly rod. So I got a fly rod from there. And then I got an old Daiwa. It's right here still. And this one, I got it at a hardware store from my hometown back in South Texas. Right here. An old Shakespeare Alpha series right here. And I had no clue, but I took this. I didn't even know what weight this thing is, and I stuck it on that rod up there. And then for the fly line, I had to work a couple more weeks before I could buy one of them because I didn't know how expensive those things were. And then when I got that, I found out, wait a minute, you got to have a leader? What's a leader? I'm just going to use, guess what? And I still use it today, some monofilament line. All right. I did transition from that to tapered leaders, but then the price of them went up like crazy prices now. And that one guide that had told me about the olive near deer, he also had mentioned that good old 6-pound Stren mono, 4-pound Stren mono, 2-pound Stren mono works really good as a tippet material. And then and dusting off some of my memories from going to the public library, reading about leaders from the past. I learned about making your own DIY knotted leader. We're basically using, be it a barrel knot, aka blood knot, to tie in a butt section, midsection, and a tippet, or I guess forward section. I've since done that. So all my stuff typically is a DIY leader. In this case, with the switch rod targeting stripers, I got a 30-pound butt section and a 17 or 15-pound tippet slash midsection, forward section. It's only 2 pieces there. Let's see. And then all my other ones is 30, 15, and 6, 4, or 2. Yeah, I quit buying them because they're a little bit too pricey. Plus, I've got a lifetime supply now since I got a whole spool of 30, 15, and 8 and 6. So I tie them on whenever I need be. So it's been years since I've used a store-bought tapered leader when you can make them your own. The other thing is, I think someone asked me about fly tying and why get started fly tying. Why get started fly tying? You want to tie your own flies because it'll make you a better fly fisherman. Because if you learn how to tie the fly that you fish the most, let's say you just got started fly fishing and there's this one particular pattern that you use all the time, be it the olive woolly bugger or some pattern, but that's the one that you seem to use all the time when you go fishing. And you tend to kind of baby it because you don't want to lose it. Because let's say you buy 5, 10, 20 during the season. Over the course of the season, you lose 5, 10, 20. You might baby your cast or baby your target or where you're trying to cast to because you want to use your fly. I just paid some crazy money for someone to tie this fly for me. tie it yourself, spend some money, and buy that particular material you need for that fly. So get started in fly tying. One, what's the fly you want to tie? Well, it's probably the one that you use the most, the one that you catch the most. Okay. Well, then learn that pattern, buy the material for that pattern, the recipe, and learn to tie it well. And tie a bunch of those patterns. And then next thing you know is you're not going to have any, second thoughts on, I see the fish is underneath that tree branch or that overhang or whatever, or there's a whole bunch of crap there and I don't want to lose my fly. No, you're going to cast to it because you know you can replace that fly. All right. So fly tying will make you a better fly fisherman. You'll be more aggressive. That's personal opinion though. I mean, you guys think about it. All right. Wait, let's see. I buy mine. You do be, yes, I do. Let's see, I see a round reel up there. Let's see, this one is actually one that I use for pier fishing. There's a couple of bait casting ones, and there's other round reels. I've got the Abu Garcia, let's see, the red ones, the silver ones, and all that. I got them in there. But I do bait BFS. Down to, oh no, that's just a normal bait caster. The BFS I have is over here. And if you notice, they're on the ground, ready to go in my ready section. So right back there, if it's sitting in that corner, those are the ones that I'm going to grab really quickly. So this is the Shimano Corral BFS XG. This is one I liked using when I went to the coast, but I've also used it over here at the local pond. 7-foot ultralight. This is the other one, the Shimano Scorpion BFS XG on an old school Berkeley lightning rod. I don't think you can buy these anymore. Handle is all, soft and whatever. I mean, smooth. I still use this to today. There's no antiques here. Just go ahead and use your stuff. This stuff will go for, your whole lifetime and whatnot. What kind of line is on there? 4-pound strand mono. Okay. Let's see. I've got 2 Cast King Zephyrs. That was the first BFS rod and reel that I bought, or reel. And that was because, believe it or not, a subscriber had got me into BFS. He had pinged me and says, "Hey, have you heard about BFS?" I was like, "Nope." And so I Googled it, and I was like, wow, that sounds pretty interesting, being able to cast these 1/16 ounce, 1 gram trout magnets on a bait caster. And, I got ultralight spinning gear. But hey, the bug hits you. And next thing you know, you want to try fishing this bait finesse stuff. And right up there is, I've got 2 of those Cast King Zephyrs because, yeah, they were expensive. When I first looked at there, but then the Cast King Zephyr dropped into, I think I could get into BFS for under $100. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll go for it. So I bought that one, liked it. Then I got the Shimano. Then I bought another one because they came out with a reel clicker. And then got this one. All right, I don't think you can get this one anymore. It's hard to get. It's the Kingfisher. All right, 6-pound strand mono, high vis orange. On the Handing Magic L. All right, this is a 6-foot rod. This one casts trout magnets right out the box. And no extra bearing, no tweaking anything. Put that there, teach your thumb, and you're casting that baby, 40, 50, 60 feet. No problem. 3D printer. Yeah, I got that one because a 3D printer is like the Dremel tool. I bought a Dremel tool when they were first coming out, and I just bought it because I wanted to have one just in case. And that has saved me so much over the years. It's like, oh, I need to cut this. Oh, I need to drill this. Oh, I need to tweak this, do that, whatever. Okay. Well, that's the same thing with the 3D printer. All right. Like that Prestige reel or fly rod, I had to rebuild the part that broke on it. Okay. That 3D printer, yeah, I don't need to go order the part. I don't need to go to the OEM. I just got to figure out how to design it or redesign it, reverse engineer it, and I got my gear back in business. So what happened is there's a little plastic pin in here that the spool engages on, and then there's a internal drag, okay, and that one pin had broke off, and because of that, it would reel straight, or would refine for a little bit, but as I used it, it would start coming off and get kind of out of adjustment. Next thing you know, it's dragging up against the rim, and next thing you know, it's getting locked up, and then it was loosening here as well. Just that little pin, and I saw how they designed it, and I was like, all right, well, I don't even know if they make these anymore, but I can make the part here. All right, so yeah, so it'll sit sometimes a few weeks, a month, and then boom, next thing I know, I'm making like 3-4 different things because I need to fix something or I need to make something. I do podcasting, video stuff, and all that. There's some stuff where I'm like, hey, I need this little gadget. I just make it. All right. Oh yeah. So yeah, some fun stuff. Okay, so I just wanted to get together with you guys, get you up to date, just let you know, hey, I'm still here. Just I'm stuck indoors right now because we have to deal with this winter storm. But hey, once things clear up, I'm certainly going to be going back out with this Sunray Proline Max fly line, because on that little 3-weight, because it's a dream. I was thinking about putting it on the Orvis 10-foot 3-weight that I got, but I'm kind of hesitant still because I'm still using that one as a urine nymphing rod also. So I'm like, the way I have that one configured right now is I've got a weight forward 3-weight on there, and then I keep a Rio Shorty Euro nymph leader, and in short order, I can just basically, because it's a loop-to-loop connection, I can just add that to the weight forward line, and I'm Euro nymphing. Like, pretty fun. All right. So with that, appreciate you guys joining tonight. All right. Take care and stay warm. I'm going to try staying warm here. I got a little eggnoggy here to keep me warm as well. All right. Next time, we'll catch y'all later, and good luck, good fishing.